the favorite cleanser in the line. Let's get a little commotion going for the honey cleanser. Yeah, there we go. This is technology that was born out of something that was kind of came out of nowhere. I remember distinctly when my grandfather started having conversations about a manual exfoliant. I was very new to the industry. This is back in probably 2005, 2006. And we had a lot of clients saying, well, we need an exfoliating cleanser. We need something that's going to be a manual exfoliant. So took that information back to my grandfather. By the way, I got my license in 2006. Well, I went to school to get my license. Actually got it a couple years later. But I went to become an esthetician in 2006 on the recommendation of my grandfather. Again, he put me on that trajectory. Had that not happened, things might be a little bit different. But what it allowed me to do is connect with our clients, connect with the estheticians. I'm one of you, right? I've never taken $1 for service, but I've done a lot of demonstrations throughout the year. But I was able to connect with our estheticians at trade shows, at educational events, and they would give me feedback. They'd tell me, this is what's missing, this is what we need. And I would get that question all the time, why don't we have a manual exfoliant? So I went back to him and I said, well, can we do this? Can we create something like this for our clients, for our partners? And he said, absolutely, but the things on the market are crap. I'm like, well, what do you mean by that? He said, everything that you look at, whether it's pumice or polyethylene beads, some of you probably don't remember that plastic beads used to be in our personal care products, right? This is a big problem because they were getting into the waterways and rivers and lakes and the fish were eating them. So they were banned back in 2016. But my grandfather knew then, these are things that are problematic for the skin. They cause tears, right? Nutshells, right? The cleanser that will go unnamed, but is the bane of every esthetician's existence, right? I have to remember that this is forever, so I don't want to get myself in trouble. But you look at some of the things, the exfoliating agents, they're going to create micro tears in the skin. And if we have clients that are uneducated, they're going to go and they're going to use it, they're going to wash, and it's going to create problems. It's going to compromise that skin even further. So he went on the hunt, as oftentimes he did, to find something that's going to work for you. And he found this organic beeswax bead. Right? Really interesting technology developed by NASA as a material that's able to absorb oil and help to degrade oil spills. Right? Incredible technology. He, being the brilliant mind that he was, applied this to professional skincare, and lo and behold, we had an organic beeswax bead, a manual exfoliant that is rigid enough to remove stratum corneum, dead skin cells, the way we want to scrub to, but not so rigid that it's actually going to tear into the skin. And one of the things that I was reminded of, Kayla and I were chatting about some of the insights that I should be sharing with all of you today, is that when you over apply pressure with that cleanser, the bead will actually begin to flatten out and dissipate, which only makes it even more effective. So absolutely beautiful product. We love this as a home care recommendation. It does get utilized in the treatment room, but again, when you're using a manual exfoliant that doesn't really, doesn't dissolve, you've got to contend with the little beads that are left behind. But it is the #1 selling cleanser in the entire line. Absolutely beautiful product. And again, it contains has the same surfactant blend that we find in lipid replacing cleansing gel. So very gentle, very effective, even for a more sensitive skin type.